Hey folks, Rob here bringing you another quick video. This is going to be how to add images to a VASL game. Now, I've done this before in the past and I clicked too fast. So I just got a comment on one of my videos and is from one of my first videos as well. So I went too fast, the person was having trouble following, and I'm going to go nice and slow for you guys so that anybody can do this. Now there's again two ways you can add stuff to your games. One is you can use HTML. The benefit to HTML is if you're playing with somebody else and you share your VASL game, as you must if you play face-to-face, the HTML is embedded into the game and they can see what you're doing. If you use an image, then they cannot unless that image is in the exact same path, which I'm going to show you, on their computer, because it has to follow the directory path in order to show it, unless of course you can link to a common offline source. So we're going to use the direct image, which is stored on your computer, assuming you're going to use it for solitaire play. So this is a game I just did yesterday. Some of you guys were watching, and I want to have a similar image. Like here I have the solitaire ASL Scenario 8 card, and because I'm playing the Canadians versus the Germans, I want to have the B1 activation check. I want to have this range card because maybe I forget what kind of range that they activate from. So how do I get that table into this thing here? The first thing we have to do is create the image. So from the start, you go Control Windows and you hit the S key. This is a short form for the snipping tool, and all you're going to do is you're just going to grab an image of what you want to grab. So in this case, we're just going to grab table B1. Alright, now it's going to bring up your little clip. And the first thing you got to do after you clip it is you click on the little image. It's going to pop up right above your clock. Again, this is all Windows based, so for you Mac users, sorry, this is going to have to be a different process. But assuming we're going from start to grabbing an image, this is what we're going with. Alright, so we have our clip art. Now this is going to save it into a temporary folder on your computer. You can also navigate to its location if you know what you're doing. But if not, make sure you click on the image when it pops up above your clock on your taskbar, and you should have your snipping tool window pop up like this in version 10 and 11 of Windows. And now what you're going to do is you're going to save it to a location. You must know where the location is on your computer, because if you don't, none of this is going to work. Alright, so you're going to save as, and you can see this path here. This is where it saves it by default. You can see I've got a whole bunch of screenshots. I don't want to save it here because it gets confusing to me. I'm going to save it in a nice convenient spot. So I'm going to choose my games folder drive. I'm going to choose my temp folder, nice and short, and I'm going to call it table B1. Alright, it's going to append it with the extension .png, and then I'm going to save it. Alright, then I can close this off, and now when I look in my folder directory, I can see that I have a table B1 PNG inside my temp folder. Alright, so that's step one in the process. Step two is, if you're going to do this a lot and play a lot of VASL, what you should be doing is keeping a notepad which has a whole crap load of screen saves, of file directories. Alright, what you need is, let me start with this. Everything except this you need to have. Alright, so you need to have HTML in brackets. This is the HTML tags that you need to have opening. HTML in those brackets. You need to have / HTML in brackets as well at the end. You need to have the tags at the front and the back to let the computer know that that's what it's talking about. Alright, then we need to have image in opening brackets with source equals, and then you need to have the file location. File semicolon with 3 /. Alright, now the part that you must know is the path location of where we stored our file. So what we do here is you can select your file. This is the way I do it. I Control-C copy it. I click up in the path directory. I use Total Commander, by the way, for this. Very handy. You can also use Windows Explorer. It does it the exact same way. Alright, you just click on the file name itself. You click up in your directory path, give it a backslash, paste it in, and then you're going to copy and paste the entire path. You must include the directory, you must include the root directory, and you must include the file name. Okay, all three things must be selected. You're going to copy that. All right, and then you're going to paste it after the 3 forward slashes before the closing quotations. All right, the important thing is you need to have within your quotation marks, you need to have file, and you need to have a directory path link with a file extension at the end. Must be an image file type. It could be a GIF, it could be a JPEG, PNG, TIFF, what have you. It has to be an image extension. All right, and then all you're going to do, once you've copied in your file name with the extension, you're going to copy the entire path. Again, Control-C that. You're going to go into your VASL game. You're going to click on your overlays, select HTML, drag that into your game. Now you're going to just follow the excuse me, follow the text right here. You can see how it gives you all the information you need. Put it where you want it. Control H to enter HTML, or you can just right click. It does the exact same thing. And go HTML code, and this is where you're going to paste it in. So you can see that this complete path mimics exactly what we just copy and pasted. And then we're going to go OK, and then replaces that HTML box with your image. All right, now we can move it. You go control. If you hold down the Alt key and click on it, you can now select it. You let go of the Alt, and now you can move it around wherever you want to. All right, and then you just rinse and repeat as many images as you want, and you can fill your whole screen with images that way. Now remember, again, if you're going to be playing with somebody else on the VASL server, they're not going to see your images. All you're going to see is a broken link, and they're going to have to map similar paths for all the images to be able to see them as well. So when you have overly complicated paths, like some of these ones here, for example, the longer this path is, the more complicated it's going to be. So as a general rule, you want to try and keep your paths nice and short. A root drive, a root folder, and then your file name. So I always like to use a drive and a temp, but the nature of the beast is sometimes you can't. Like this one here, for example, is in my OneDrive location. Again, it just gets overly complex. But because I'm moving around different locations, I need to travel with my laptop. I need to have access to my OneDrive, and that necessitates this. All right, so that's the way I like to share images on my VASL, is you make a screen grab, save it as a PNG in a known location, copy the complete path with the extension into a notepad, and then you have a complete history document of all files, so that anytime I want to, if I'm playing Battle of the Guards, I can draw this file. If I'm playing Italians versus whatever, I can drop in that file, etc. And then all you got to do is just place a bunch of those HTML overlays and keep doing it. Now there is a legacy way of doing this as well. You can also use your hide draggable overlays tool up here. This has been replaced with a much easier to use HTML one that I just showed you, this one here. You can use the terrain overlays, or you can use this one here. All you do is the same way. You just use your label, you drag it over here, you select one of the labels or the line 2, you copy in your link there, and it does the exact same thing. And then you just remove the other label. Alright, this one works with Shift to move it around. This one here works with Alt to move it around. But it does exactly the same thing. So it's really how you want to do it. Either you can use the old-fashioned way like this, or you can use the new draggable overlay from here. Right, so that's 2 ways to skin the cat. And of course, there's 3 ways if you want to go with the old HTML way. If you have no HTML code, you can do something similar. This is a Russian activation table here. So if you want to drag all of that but you need to know HTML code. So in this case here, let's copy that. We're just going to replace this nice simple PNG file with HTML, and we're going to drop it in. Now again, the beauty of HTML is that if I want to share this with my face-to-face opponent over the VASL server, they will be able to see my HTML file. Alright, so again, 3 ways now to skin a cat. And that's basically the simple process for creating images. Make an image file. Whether you have a whole table, if you want to save a whole page as a PNG, which I did for this ASL Scenario 8 card, or you want to take a screen grab or something in between, graphics, what have you, you make an image file, you make a path for the image file, and then you paste that path into whatever your choice is, either overlay, label file, or HTML. And then you have all your images stored. So hopefully that's of some use to you. And good luck with your VASL gaming. We'll see you guys next video. Bye-bye.